So I think our boy Doom did clip this, but I said let's check out what's going on with Rob Saul. And Rob, because he's completely unoriginal, copies to a T what Kevin Brennan and Stuttering John did. So not only has he formatted a show where people insult him in the chat and he reads them for money and there's no actual content, but he also takes his episodes down immediately after he does them because that's a good business model. Instead of just turning on fucking watch page ads and making a couple extra dollars, he takes them down because he's embarrassed of the product he's putting out. But every once in a while, he leaves an episode up. So I saw this episode from, I think, Tuesday night of last week, and I didn't realize he's going after Kevin Brennan. So I found this to be pretty interesting, his new approach, because if you remember, Rob doesn't find it funny. Like, he watched us talking about him engaging in certain relations that aren't real, and he watches us and goes, why is that funny? Well, look at him laughing. Why is that even funny? So I guess Rob doesn't think the idea of absurd scenarios, particularly absurd sexual scenarios, are funny. So let's see an example of something Rob does find funny.
Some dancing.
I mean, Kevin Brennan is so pathetic, but the only thing that gets me over Kevin Brennan is I started dating this new married chick named Zuli Beth, and she gives some good fucking head for theater tickets.
So hold on a second. Is that Kevin's wife's actual name?
I believe. Goddamn, I don't want to dox, but I believe it's close. Or yeah, there's a portion of it. That, yeah.
So he's just a genuine scumbag.
Yes.
At the end of the day, her name being out there, like, who gives a fuck? Don't do anything bad with it, obviously. But he's a scumbag that what he wants is for people to harass this person. So he's putting her information out there, and he's just such a cunt about it. But if you remember, like, people saying that Rob fucks his aunt or fucks his dog, that's not funny. Like, that's what are you, children? Why is that even funny? What is funny, apparently, is Rob fucking Kevin's wife, who is a private person. So let's hear how funny this is.
I'll tell you that. It had nothing to do with Kevin Brennan or anything. That's a whole separate thing. It just reminded me of my new girlfriend, Zuli Beth, who, just is an animal.
I'll tell you what, it was oddly funny about this is something I don't think Rob intended to be funny, is the idea of Rob fucking a woman is so absurd. We know he doesn't like those. She only has 2 legs.
He's finally doing satire. Congratulations, Rob.
Yes. That's what's funny about it. It's so ridiculous, the idea to hear Rob talking about fucking a human woman who's not his relative.
And I mean animal in a good way, sexy animal.
Hold on, we got to go back. Rob, why, with all the accusations, why would you put yourself in this scenario? Rob, who is that you're fucking? She's a real what?
Is an animal.
Oh, no.
She's like, and I mean animal in a good way, sexy.
Yeah. Oh, darn. I don't mean I fuck my dogs.
What's animal in a bad way, Rob? Tell us that, please.
Rob, you shouldn't be talking about fucking animals. Do you understand? If you're so humiliated by what you and your dog do behind closed doors, maybe don't bring it on yourself.
It's like, and I mean animal in a good way, sexy animal. She's
yeah. I don't mean Rob, like the dogs that I fuck.
Sexy animal. God damn. Walk right into it.
A sexy animal like a Rottweiler.
Man. Give it to you taking me to the theater. It's so exciting. When my husband, I don't know, he talks to men all day asking for money, and he wears this. I don't know. He might be a at-home telemarketer. He wears this little headset and just screams and is beat red with his herpes sores. And
I hate that this guy is making me defend Kevin Brennan. Listen to him trash the model of Kevin Brennan's show. He's like, this guy just yells at the chat on his show. Can you believe that? Anyways, what's Penis Wrinkle saying? What an asshole. That's the whole format of the show.
He straight up jacked it. Now he's trying to make him disappear, so he has the only working format like this. But yes, it's exactly like Kevin Brennan's format. He actually, when he was on Kevin Brennan's show, said, "Yes, I stole it from you." He told him that to his face.
So yeah, so he admits that, but now he's pretending he doesn't completely want to be Kevin Brennan. Listen, I don't like Kevin Brennan. I think he's kind of an old, out of touch moron, like a hack that doesn't put any effort into his show. But like, he's funny at times. So I have no real issue with Kevin Brennan. I don't want to defend him, but you're making me to suggest, Rob, that you don't completely pray that you could have what Kevin Brennan has is so absurd. You've set up your show in a way where the only possible goal, the only thing you're reaching for, the height of what Rob Saul is doing is Kevin Brennan. Like, that's all he could hope for because he doesn't put any actual content out there. There's no one that would just stumble upon Rob's show and be like, oh, this is real. This actually appeals to all my interests. This is really good. It's just Rob reading the chat and going, oh, real funny. I fuck dogs. Oh, yeah, that's good. Real clever. And then this bit where he's like, I'm fucking Kevin's wife. Well, why is that different than people saying you fuck dogs? I don't get his mindset here.
If I'm just flashing through YouTube, though, and the guy's like, I don't fuck my dog, I'm stopping on that channel for a while.
I'm watching. Believe me, I'm watching.
Hey, honey, listen. I don't want to catch no herpes here. And she says, don't worry, Rob. I don't fuck this guy. Believe me. Believe me.
So interesting to watch. That's so different than people saying he bangs his aunt. It's such a totally different bit conceptually than the bit he said it is unfunny and he doesn't understand why people do it. And by the way, he threatened to sue people like Penis Wrinkle because they were saying it. Rob threatened legal action on these people. He said he went to the police because they were harassing him. And now he's just saying he fucks Kevin's wife.
My favorite thing was Rob was taking screenshots of the computer of Penis Wrinkle's quotes and stuff being put up on screen. Yeah. Who else does that? Who else takes pictures?
My favorite is the segment after this. We don't have time to get to it. But right after this, he has Chad Zumach and Ray DeVito on and calls them dumb. I really like when he does that bit.
Don't talk about our Chad like that. He's on a redemption arc.
So, I mean, that's just...
this one's called Fantasy.
This is Rob. Now you can tell he just likes fantasizing about having a girlfriend. Like, this has gone beyond him owning Kevin. Like, oh, he's really getting to Kevin. He says he's fucking his wife. But it's like, it's probably not getting to him because Kevin knows that's not happening. It's just a ridiculous thing. What you're seeing now is a man get into character and really enjoy the idea that he's having sex with a grown woman.
KB is a loser, Rob. I mean, he is. I mean, it's a shame. My girlfriend Zuli, she's married. She's got a husband like that, so that she describes to me. I mean, and we laugh in bed together about what a loser her husband is. It's not Kevin Brennan. This is somebody completely different, but yeah. I mean, she's like, yes, my loser husband will never take me to theater.
By the way, I thought I saw a clip of Kevin Brennan's wife on his show. Doesn't she speak like perfect English?
Yes.
Why is he doing that accent?
Because she's not. She's got a little tan skin. So
she never take me to theater. You know how American black women talk? What the fuck is he doing? So is he just like a racist? Why did he give her that accent?
Because that first name, he's like, oh, that first name, that needs an accent.
She must be ethnic or something?
Yeah, he's a wet brain. Like, he's a wet brain.
Dreams in his bedroom. He wears, I think he's telemarketer. He wears headset. And
that telemarketer line, that's really, you should keep hammering that home. Listen, there's plenty of to make fun of about Kevin Brennan. I don't give a fuck that he wears a headset. Who gives a shit?
It's kind of endearing, I gotta admit.
I don't care. It's not. Believe me, it's not on the list of things that annoy me about Kevin Brennan. And he wears a headset. You really. I like. There's something about observational comedy, like Jerry Seinfeld, one of the greats at it. And what you're able to do is take something and twisted in a way where you're like, holy shit, that was in front of us the whole time. And I never realized it. Like, that observation was always there for the taking. What Rob does is half of that. And he says, let me just observe and not twist it in any way. Let me just look at Kevin Brennan and name things about him. He's pink and he wears a headset. You know, we all did that. It doesn't take a comedic genius to bring that to light.
He's Magic Johnson's Twitter feed. He just identifies things.
It's so weird though, Casey, because I remember watching Rob watch us, and he couldn't wrap his mind around why an absurd sexual situation was funny. And yet here he is talking about fucking this man's wife. It's so interesting.
Screams and turns red and it's cracked lips and just he's disgusting. Rob, please save me.
He's
Give me some-
fantasizing. He's fantasizing about Kevin's wife reaching out to him to save her. Like that's where it got like gross, and it became more than him trying to roast Kevin. It became like, oh, he dreams about this woman leaving Kevin for him. Like, that's a real fantasy that he has.
They were laying in bed together at the beginning of this. I mean, that's a detail that
there are no jokes really. He's kind of just like,
No.
imagine if we were having pillow talk. Wouldn't that be really cool, everyone? I think he forgot we were here while he was having this fantasy.
Some of that good D.
The dog's in trouble right now, I gotta say.
Oh, that poor guy. He's got a lot of pent-up aggression to get out.
Yes, he's working himself up. This next one called Dogs. Look at that.
Oh, well, so the dogs come up in the chat. And remember, it's not funny. It is funny to pretend you're fucking Kevin Brennan's wife, which everyone thinks is so cool. But it's not funny for people to bring up that maybe he's fucking his dogs.
No good chaser. Man, you are funny. I know I am. No, I don't. Put you in a timeout. No, people that have sick fantasies with dogs, I'm going to put them in a little timeout today. How about that?
So, Rob, it's cool for you to give out this woman's name and say you're fucking her, the mother of Kevin's children. Like, that's totally cool. But then when they go, hey, you're attracted to your dogs, get out of here. You're banned. At least he's resorted to banning them and not threatening legal action anymore. That's good.
Yeah. Also, that means you got to lock yourself in the jail too. Throw away the key, Rob. You're the one with these fucking fantasies. What a projection. My God.
That's the amazing thing is like I'm sure I'm guilty of a hypocrisy of my own. But like I try to make fun of things in a way that like if people made fun of me the same way, I wouldn't really give a fuck. It might bother me, like it might hit my sensitivities, but I wouldn't be like, I'm suing you. I need this off the internet. Like, I like to think if people made fun of me the same way I made fun of them, at worst, I would ignore it. You know, sometimes I might even find it funny. But like for Rob to threaten legal action on someone and then go and do the exact same thing to someone else, it's mind-boggling. It really is like disturbing to see these guys behave in these patterns where they do shit to other people, and the second it's done to them, they threaten litigation.
Yeah, it's hypocrisy. We'll call it. Begging is what this one's called.
Oh, well, there's more. It's funny you bring up the word hypocrisy, Casey. Let's see if you find any hypocrisy in this next clip.
But getting on your knees for men to pay you money so you
No, there it is right there. I saw the hypocrisy right there. 2 seconds in.
can feed your wife and kid. I mean, thank God his wife. Like nobody's talking bad about your wife. Your wife goes out and works and makes.
No one's talking bad about your wife. You just said you were mouth fucking her.
We're laying in bed together. What?
You just said she was giving you a head and you were giving her that good dick. No one's speaking bad about his wife. What were the clips about that we just saw? I know you did the cute thing where you're like, it's not Kevin Brennan's wife. That really fooled all of us. But you were just doing it, Rob.
And takes care of the kids while you sit there with men screaming and yelling and starting fake vendettas.
Yeah. It's so different than the show that he goes on with Stuttering John. That's completely different. It's not John's show and Rob's show. Those aren't like Kevin's show at all. No one yells and has fake vendettas and disagrees with the chat and only likes the chatters that give them money. Kevin's show is like that. And really, no other show is, particularly not Rob or John, the shows that Rob Saul is on.
It's an amazing insult, too, to say this guy who just sits around and watches guys all day and at the same time has a 4-box of just dudes on his screen. Like,
Yes.
You're talking about you.
He's talking about Kevin or Shuley. That's his whole show. He's talking about Kevin or Shuley or whoever else. Penis Wrinkle. That's his entire show.
Meanwhile, he's got an octobox on his screen of just men. He's doing...
While begging for money. I don't need to work. All these men will give me money. All these men will give me lavish gifts.
Why does he keep saying men? Like, is he suggesting like Kevin's gay?
I don't know. Also, his shirt is way unbuttoned on top there. That I don't like that.
Well, he's sexy. It's a little sexy appeal to the show.
The way he says men and has his shirt unbuttoned, I'm very uncomfortable with it.
It's getting the women hot.
Talk about
Electra, are you hot right now? I see no liquid on the desk.
She passed out.
OnlyFan whores. I mean, you're just the same. Just because you're not getting naked, because nobody's going to pay to see you naked. But for some reason, these guys feel special. They feel special. Kevin really likes me when I give him a $50 super chat. He really seems to enjoy me. Oh my
It's a good
God.
way. That's a good way to really deter business, Rob. When the only reason you're doing your show is to collect super chats.
He's transitioning. I'm calling it right now. This guy's transitioning on air.
I mean, it doesn't get much more pathetic than that.
It does not. Accusation is up next.
I forget what this is. Let's find out. I remember. I mentioned this earlier. Our friend Patrick Ford. So, Patrick, I know you have children. Take care of your children. Close the computer, because our buddy Patrick Ford did this for no one. If I didn't happen to, I just randomly watched this episode, and if it wasn't for that, Patrick Ford would have just done this into the abyss. He's losing his mind. I love Patrick Ford. I hope he's all right, because this is what he's doing in his spare time for no one. He had no idea I was going to find this. This is just what he's doing now.
Patrick Ford, $4.99. Thanks for the super chat, fella. Craig from VGS and BMP was involved with the pedo stuff at the Shuley Network. They called him creepy.
No, if I can be serious for a moment, Patrick, keep doing it. Just let me know. Timestamp it, for God's sake, and let me know when you've done it. Because it's so crazy to me. I never would have found this. He just did it for himself.
Greg's just out there taking silent strays.
He did it for his own satisfaction. This never would have existed. It would have just gone into the abyss if I didn't happen to watch this episode.
They called him creepy, and they called him creepy and Crawley Craig. Awful babysitter.
Awful babysitter.
Awful
babysitter. That's a good way to summarize a pedophile. This guy, he was a terrible babysitter.
Their PR department has to hire you.
That was just for nobody. No one watching the show understood what that meant. Rob didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
They put me in prison with all the awful babysitters.
Great picture of Craig, though.
Craig, I put the Craigophile picture up.
Do they have horses like Borgo? Yeah.
This is really good, and this is where you see how. Jesus
Christ. That tone.
This is where you see how brain dead fucking Rob Saul is. He has no idea what Patrick Ford is saying. His mind goes right to Shuley. He's immediately he's so obsessed with Shuley that he's like, oh, pedophile? Shuley. I don't know what this noise is that he's making, but that's immediately where he goes.
Can we put that in the outro, please?
You know what? Yes. God damn it.
Why?
Yeah, instead of the
don't
John
care.
thing, we need a Rob Saul in the outro. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's just that tone. Hold on, a Rob Saul tone outro.
Yeah.
All right, note made. Here we go.
I have men showering me with money.
That one too, maybe.
And then the real men are out showering my wife with theater tickets.
He has to get back to that bit. It's the greatest bit he's ever created. It's his 7 dirty words. That's his hot pockets that people yell for as an encore.
This is bong rip transplant.
Winning!
Yeah.
You're all losers. I mean, it's really unbelievable what losers you all are.
God, there's so many clippable things here for the outro.
But hold on. He's making fun of Kevin for calling people losers. That's pretty close to the only word I've heard Rob say. I've heard him say maybe 15 or 20 other words. But like if you did one of those, what are they called? Like the word charts, where the more you say it, the bigger it is on the screen. Yes. Loser would take up the entire screen for Rob. Everyone in this show, these losers, like Penis Wrinkle, who just troll me. These losers who say I fuck my dogs. These losers who say I try to fuck my aunt and can't close. That's all Rob calls people as losers. And now he's making fun of Kevin for doing that. At least John's hypocrisy, you have to take like one step to get there. Rob's, we're already standing on it.
We're in the cauldron of Rob's.
It's crazy.
God, that tone. Unbelievable what losers you all are.
Thank you, Patrick Ford, for that. He did it for his own satisfaction. Patrick Ford just wanted to hear Rob Saul say creepy crawly Craig, and he moved on with his day. He never told me that existed or anything.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Kragers did it.